Let's talk about Vince and Triple H. Just kind of looking at this after a year or two with kind of glasses on, maybe Vince McMahon held WWE back more than we kind of thought he did.
Mm.
If it wasn't from storylines, from just the evolution of women's wrestling, there's been so many pluses from the Triple H era. And I think a lot of that comes from Vince McMahon, the businessman, Triple H, the wrestler. And I think looking back at it now, it's a lot easier to kind of digest and see that maybe we were kind of a little bit too hard on Triple H when he first came in.
Mm.
Had to complete change the culture of the WWE, but I think you're seeing a lot more positives coming from this WWE era with Triple H at the helm.
Yeah, I think I have to agree just for the amount of talent. You can't have the amount of talent that you have now presently under WWE, seeing the amount of positive things that they are about the way that it's ran, about the way that they are like appreciating their workplace, right? Like we have to
Yeah.
understand it's a workplace for them. It's not just a TV show. It's not just, what the fans take it for. It's literally their livelihood. So from that standpoint, when you hear all of this talent come out and have all of this praise and just how open Triple H is to ideas and trying new things, I think you have to have more optimism than kind of where Vince was at. More so, I mean, look, gave us a lot of great moments, a lot of great television. That stuff you just can't take away. He also
No.
gave us a lot of bad moments. He also gave us a lot of bad television. You can't have the good without the bad. Like they were both there. And it's not to say that Triple H and his product and his vision are perfect, but you do hear him often say, "Hey, look, we're going to try some stuff. It's not all
Right.
going to work. It's just not that. It's just not how live TV and wrestling fans and this product works. But we are going to try, and I do think there's a difference between the way that Triple H is approaching the try than scripts being ripped up 60 minutes before TV and things just being so off the cuff TV to TV the way that it was, especially for the latter part of Vince's tenure there with WWE.
Yeah. I mean, you look at storytelling, you see a creative arch that goes over months, tells a story, doesn't necessarily have a finished product, or you switch the page right after a Raw or SmackDown. You also see him pushing new characters like NXT. NXT seemed like it was buried for quite some time, but now we get Roxanne Perez. You got the TNA, the AAA, all these partnerships under WWE. I don't know if we'd have any of those under the Vince McMahon rule. So to me, it's evolving, but in a good way. As a wrestling fan, as much as maybe we kind of shit on TKO from the business perspective, I think from the wrestling standpoint, Triple H has raised the game.
I would agree, and hopefully TKO just kind of looks on from afar. That's all I can really hope for in terms of the creative process and that sort of thing. But yeah, man, I mean, I remember vividly having a tweet, and this was during. I'm trying to remember exactly when it was during. I don't think it was COVID era. Maybe it was just past. So we're talking, really, really toward the end of Vince's tenure and just how kind of tumultuous things were. And AEW is on this upswing. And I was like, man, if Vince keeps running this thing the way that he's running it, and storylines not being able to finish, fans not being able to invest, and over here you've got this really fresh new product that has people's attention. We could all of a sudden start having like a Monday Night War situation. Now, obviously things happen. Vince fell out of favor, out of power. He did what he did, and so he's no longer there. And so we have what's in front of us now. But dude, if Vince was still presently running WWE, how, oh, man, I don't even know where I really don't know where it would be. I
It
think
would
I would be far less interested.
be a whole different world, man. You're taking away like just women's wrestling. Imagine that, like how much it just grows. We're pushing new stars. Everything about what Triple H has done is polar opposite of Vince McMahon. For as much as he was a showman and so good at the business side of it, because he was
Mhm.
like he took risks,
Yeah.
but that's already established now. WWE is what it is. It's a juggernaut. So now to have a wrestling mind running a wrestling show, I think that for at least the hardcore fans, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I mean, there is. no doubt that Vince took it from a small time promotion to having the TV deals that it had, to the Fox deal, to making WrestleMania this giant weekend long sort of thing. But I mean, yeah, and I mean, good comment there. Time will tell. 50-50 on Triple H right now. And I agree. Like we're still early into this Triple H era. He could run off the tracks here in a couple years. We really don't know, but I think we're just seeing enough positive just in terms of reinforcement with talent, with storylines, with branding and that sort of thing. Presentation being the biggest one. You know, even just this new camera angle over the last couple of weeks where the cameraman, you know, is up on the apron and it's just like one shot and it's there for 2 minutes. You are never getting that with Vince, and it's led to some really, really great shots. And it's like, just fucking try some new things, man. And so for stuff like that, I give Triple H a lot of kudos right now.
Absolutely.